Hey guys, so I am doing this video for those of you guys who missed our live video, our live meeting. Um, and for those of you who did get to see it, this is just another video of me reading the same book that we read during our video together. So the book I'm going to read today is called Dusty Locks and the Three Bears. Now, this is a different version of the Three Bears story, and it features a new character. Her name is Dusty Locks instead of Goldilocks. Now it's going to have a lot of Southern words in it, a lot of Western words. And so when we get to those words, we will get to them whenever we get to them, okay? So Mr. Stevens actually going to go grab a marker so we can write some of these words down as we get them, okay? And while I'm doing that, if you want to do this at home, you can. Go ahead and get you a paper, and we're going to make a 4-square graphic organizer so that way we can write on here what the characters, the setting, and the problem, and the solution are. So to make your 4-square graphic organizer, you get your regular sheet of paper, fold it down like a hamburger, fold it like a hot dog, and then you'll have your 4 squares. And on your 4 squares, you need to write the words character, setting, problem, and solution. And in that way you'll have it when you're ready to do your writing, okay? So let me go get my marker. All right, and so today, like I said, we're going to be reading Dusty Locks and the Three Bears. Now, this is by Susan Lowell. She's the author, and it's illustrated by Randy Cecil. Now, this book is published, it has different publishers. Henry Holt and Company, Square Fish. Let me see who else I can find that is a publisher for this book. It was originally published by Henry Holt. First Square Fish edition was the first was an edition in 2013. And so and that is our publisher is the is like I said the Square Fish, and then Henry Holt and Company. So I have to share the publisher with you, so that you guys will know. And so this book is called Dusty Locks and the Three Bears. Dusty Locks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, way out west, there was 3 grizzly bears who lived together in a neat and tidy cabin in the woods. One was a little bitty bear cub, just knee high to a bumblebee. Now that's just an old saying during Western times. That means he was just small. One was a mild-mannered, middle-sized mama, and one was a great big humpback, gray-haired grizzly bear, 9 feet tall and cross as 2 sticks. That means that he was very just kind of set in his ways. They each had a dish to eat their beans from. A little saucer, which is like a small plate, for the bear cub, a tin plate for Mama Bear, and a great big turkey platter for the great big grizzly bear Papa. They each had a seat to sit on, a 3-legged stool for baby bear cub, a rocking chair for the mama, and a great big lumpy stump for the great big grizzly bear. And they each had a bed to sleep in, a little straw mattress for the bear cub, a feather bed for the mama bear, and a great big heap of prickly green branches for the great big grizzly bear. One day, while the red hot beans were cooking cooling in the 3 dishes, the bears went out for a walk. And just as soon as they turned their grizzly backs, something strange came blowing out of the woods. Who do you think it was? A cloud of smoke? Mm-mm. A swarm of mosquitoes? No. No, sirree. It was a dirty little girl. She hadn't had a bath for a month of Sundays. So everybody called her Dusty Locks. But Trouble was her middle name. The little outlaw had run away from home without stopping to kiss her mother goodbye. An outlaw is somebody who is on the run. First, Dusty Locks peeked into the bear's window. Then she squinted through the keyhole of the cabin door. What do you think it means to squint? If you squint through something, you're looking very closely. Sorry, the word squint. There we go. She squinted through the keyhole of the cabin door. Finally, she barged right on in, straight inside. Those grizzlies were fine, upstanding, law-abiding critters, honest as could be, and they never locked their door. "Beans!" cried Dusty Locks. "Woohoo! I'm so hungry. I could eat a saddle blanket." Now, if the bears had been there, they would have shown true Western hospitality, and said, "Sit right down and dig in." But crusty little Dusty Locks, she didn't wait to be asked. So let me write the word hospitality. Okay, hospitality. I want to talk about these words in a little bit. Sorry, guys. She took a bite of the big grizzly's beans. At first, Dusty Locks smacked her lips, but then she let out a "ow-wee!" A wildfire flame inside her mouth. She howled louder than 10,000 coyotes, and Dusty Locks said a very bad word. You see, the great big grizzly bear liked his beans chock full of chili peppers. "Too hot!" gasped Dusty Locks. When the fire died down, Dusty Locks took a bite of the mama bear's beans, but the mama liked hers plain. "No salt, no nothing," said Dusty Locks as she spit 'em out. She had no more manners than a pig in a peach orchard. Then she took a bite of baby bear cub's beans. Just right. And she gobbled 'em up and licked the saucer clean and burnt. Good old Dusty Locks. And she's sitting on the table to her. You're supposed to sit on your table. Next, Dusty Locks sat on the great big Bisley Bear's stump. "I'm rough and tough," she bragged. But it was even too lumpy and bumpy for her. And then she tried Mama's rocking chair, but it had too many fancy dancy cushions for her, so she plunked herself down upon Bear Cub's three-legged stool. "Just right," said Dusty Locks, but the heavy little roughneck set the poor stool right onto the ground. This made her madder than a half-squashed hornet. She kicked the pieces out of her way and stomped up the stairs. Look, there she is sitting in the other twos. And there she is sitting in Baby Bear's, and she broke his chair. Shame. "Running away is hard work," said Dusty Locks, all tuckered out. Tuckered is another word. Okay. First, she threw herself down on the heap of green branches that belonged to the great big grizzly bear. But the branches itched and they pricked and they jabbed and they stabbed Dusty Locks something terrible. So she jumped up and down until she stamped them into sprigs. She just crushed his bed, guys. Look. She crushed his bed. Next she flopped onto Mama Bear's feather bed. "Ugh," said Dusty Locks. mighty fine. But then she went down deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Oof! Cried Dusty Locks. Too soft. Get me out of here. And then she tested the bear cub's little straw mattress, and it was neither too hard or too soft. It was just right, said Dusty Locks, and she covered herself up and she fell asleep. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies came home from their hike. At first, they figured their tidy cabin had been struck by a sandstorm. But when the great big Grizzlies took a look at his dinner, he got riled up. When you get riled, that means you get very mad. You get very mad. Someone's been eating my beans, he said, in his great big rough voice. Someone's been eating my beans, said Mama Bear, in her mild-mannered, middle-sized voice. Someone's been eating my beans too, and he's eating them all up, squeaked the baby bear in his little bitty baby voice. Ooh, Papa Bear looks mad, don't he? I would be too if somebody ate my food. Now Dusty Locks had tipped over the stump. Someone's been sitting in my chair, growled the big old bear in his great big grouchy voice. And Dusty Locks had dumped the cushions on the floor. Oh my, someone's been sitting in my chair, said the mama bear in her mild-mannered voice. And someone's been sitting in my chair and smashed it all to flinders, squeaked the little baby bear in his bigger voice than before. So now baby bear's mad too. The great big grizzly got riled, really riled. Bean rustler, he roared. Chair buster. And the three bears galloped up the stairs. So gallop, remember, is like another way that you move. So if you gallop, it's like you're skipping. Galloped. So they galloped up the stairs, looking for trouble. The first thing they found was the heap of stamped sprigs. Somebody's been in my bed, growled the big bear in his great big gruesome voice. Ooh, he's very mad, guys. Very mad. I'd be mad too if somebody messed my bed up. Then they saw the feathers scattered here from the breakfast. And somebody's been laying in my bed, said the mama in the middle of her voice. And they saw the little straw mattress with a rumpled blanket and a dusty, dirty head up on the pillow. Somebody's been laying in my bed, and here she is, squeaked the bear cub in his biggest voice he had. Well, I'll be bum fuzzled, growled the great big bear, scratching his grizzly gray head in amazement. Land sakes, said Mama Bear. Smells mighty whiffy in here. Pee-you, said the bear cub. Is it a skunk? Was it a skunk? What was it? It was old Dusty Locks. Old Dusty. When Dusty Locks heard the big grizzly's voice in her sleep, she dreamed of thunder and lightning. And when she heard Mama Bear's voice, she dreamed of her own mother. But when she heard the bear cub squeak, she dreamed she had a bug in her ear, and she woke right up. And when she saw the three grizzly bears staring at her, Dusty Locks was so scared that she tumbled out of bed, took a flying leap through the open window, and made tracks for home. She vamoosed so fast that the dust didn't settle for a week. Vamoosed is another word, guys. Vamoosed. Well, let me fix that. Okay, vamoosed. So she was out of there like lightning. Vamoosed means you go really fast. You went really fast. The moment Dusty Locks' mother got a hold of that little dirty little desperado, she dunked her in the bathtub. And then she scolded and she scrubbed and she rubbed and she hugged and she kissed Dusty Locks into a whole new girl entirely. And the three bears never saw Dusty Locks again. Or if they did, they didn't ever recognize her. The end. why wouldn't they have recognized her? They probably wouldn't have recognized her because she got clean. Because she was a clean new person, you wouldn't have recognized her. Mr. Steven took a shower a little while ago and shaved, and so you wouldn't have been able to recognize me between what I looked like earlier and what I look like now. So let's take a real quick look at some vocabulary words that we wrote down during the story that might have given us a little bit of trouble. All right, we just talked about the word vamoosed. Vamoosed means that she went very, very fast. Okay. Gallop. If you gallop, it means you're trotting. You're like going like a horse, like Miss Nikki's horses. Hospitality. This was a big word in the story. Hospitality means when you show somebody kindness. You invite them to your house. You treat them very nicely. Barged. That means you go straight in. You just bust through the door. Barge means to bust. When you squint, you look very, 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 very closely with your eyes, like you're almost closing your eyes to peek into something. If you're all tuckered out, that means you're very sleepy. You just tucker in, you dig in, you're just very sleepy. If you're riled up, riled means you just get all mad. You just get mad. That's what riled means. And so these are some of the words we talked about. Now, some of the characters in our story. If you have your sheet of paper, we're going to talk about some of the characters in the story. So the characters in the story, who knows who our characters were? That's right. We have Dusty Locks, Dustylocks, Dusty Locks. We have three. You can either write, some of y'all probably said mom, dad, baby bear. You can either write three bears, or you can write their name too. Mom, Papa, baby. So you can either, like I said, you can either write three bears, or you can write mom, Papa, baby. There's one other person in the story, and it was Dusty's mom. Dusty Locks' mom. So that's how we spell that. And don't forget your apostrophe, because this is saying that this is the mom that belongs to Dusty Locks. Okay. So if you need to pause this video right now to write these down, you can. Okay, the setting. Where's the setting of the story? So where did the story take place? Yeah, it took place at the Three Bears house. The setting also changed too, though. But here's the Three Bears house. Okay, the setting also changed though. Not only was it at Three Bears house, it was also at. We're just gonna write Dusty. It was at Dusty's house, and there was also a part where they were in town. That's right. They were also in town. So you can also write Dusty's house and town. Now, what was the problem in the story? There's a few problems. I'll say that. There's a few problems. Okay, problem, and we got to figure out what the solution to each of these problems are. So we're going to number our paper probably just two. I'll let y'all guess one, and I'll give y'all another one that you might not have thought about. Let's see if y'all can figure out what I'm thinking of. Okay, number one. Most of you probably said the problem was that Dusty Locks broke a chair, messed up the bear's house. She took over the bear's house, whatever. So we're just going to say she messed up bear's house. Messed up the bear's house. Now, like I said, you can pause it anytime you need to write these things down. Now, that includes eating the porridge, that includes sleeping in their bed, that includes all these things. So, how do they fix? How is that solved? The bear scared her away. Good job. That's the solution. Bears scared her away. Okay. Bears scared her away. Now, the one I was thinking of, let's see if you thought of this too. In this story, Dusty Locks, it wasn't Goldilocks anymore. Her name's Dusty Locks. Why was she Dusty Locks? But remember, because she ran and she carried dust with her and she stunk very badly. You remember at the end of the story when the three bears were looking at the bed and they were like, ooh, something sure does stink in here. P.U. Well, that was a problem in the story, right? Because Dusty Locks stunk very badly. So we're going to say Dusty stunk. Dusty stunk. Once again, you can pause the video to get those down. What was the solution? So how was that problem solved? How was her stinking? How was that solved? Her mom gave her a bath. Because remember, after she gave her a bath, the grizzly bears never noticed her again. So you can pause it just one more minute so you can get that down. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Some of you are going to hear it for 2 times because you're able to join our live feed. But if you weren't able to join our live feed, then we missed you. Me and Miss Nikki sure do miss you. If you had the opportunity to get on Zoom when we're on Zoom, we hope you can join us on Zoom. That way, we can see your beautiful faces. So, guys, right now we're not going back to school until April the 13th, which is after spring break. So we'll have this week of doing our online learning, and then next week is spring break. So next week we're going to probably take a little break from learning. I won't be posting as much. I might post a little bit, but next week is spring break. So you guys have fun. Just stay safe, but have fun. All right. Well, me and Miss Nikki love you. And so we hope you enjoyed this story. We hope you enjoyed doing this little graphic organizer with us. And we really, really, really hope we can see you soon after spring break because we really do miss you guys a lot. Love you guys.